Hey guys, this is Grace and welcome to my channel and welcome to another digging through my stash video. Now this is going to be letter X, and you probably noticed a few seconds ago that I showed my Xyron machine. It's a sticker machine. I only have the small one, but it works for what I needed. What I will need it for in this one. So basically, the Xyron is an adhesive machine. It creates, like, it sandwiches your items and it puts adhesive on the back of it. So it's supposed to be a sticker machine because, it will, I guess, create just the specific adhesive for that particular image. So it could look like a sticker, but I just consider it as an adhesive machine. But it's going to work well, especially with the little items that I plan on putting on my layout. So if you are new to my channel or new to this series, I started this in the beginning of the year, and my idea was that I wanted to revisit some items in my stash. I don't know about you, but I have been scrapbooking for over 17 years now, and so I have amassed a lot of supplies. And although I still love looking at all of the new stuff, the things that are coming, the items that are coming out, the new products, new themes, new collections, I also am aware that there are items in my stash that I kept them for a reason, and I need to revisit them to see if what were my reasons why I thought that they were still sparking joy to me. And if they're not, then they need to go. And so I started, and another thing that I did with the series, to make it even more challenging for me, well, also just to keep it all, I guess, right in my head, if that's even the word. Like, I wanted to be able to easily remember which items that I had used in my stash. I did them alphabetically. So I started with a product or a theme that related to A, B, so on and so forth. And I was doing them twice a month. And thankfully, even though with my busy schedule, I have been able to keep up with a twice a month schedule for this particular series. You're probably noticing where it's X. We are doing X, so we are getting to the end of our alphabet, but it's the end of the year. So I will be continuing this in January. So if you've been following, then yes, there will be 2 more videos to follow with this. And I have been contemplating of doing kind of a recap, like things that I've learned or things that I will not do again, something like that. So let me know if you're interested in that kind of video as I finish up or wrap up this series. And I don't know what I'm going to do after this. I really have enjoyed this. I've learned a lot about how I operate as a scrapbooker, as a paper crafter, what are the items that are my go-to, and why I'm keeping the things that I'm keeping. And let me tell you, there have been times where I have created something or I've used a certain product and I've realized, yep, this has to go. I don't find joy with it anymore. Or if it's not the joy part, it's that I don't have use for it anymore. And so that's another thing that I consider when I am using specific stash, because even though in America we have a lot of, like, we have big houses and stuff, I still feel like there's no point in a product taking up retail space in my scrapbook area or in my home if I'm not even using it. So going back to the layout, if you had watched the previous video, you know that I had wanted to start with a pattern paper and then ended up doing a border. That's kind of what I did here too, just because I was already in that kick, and I know now what I like. And so I like a border, and I prefer a cardstock border over a pattern paper border. And so this is where I'm going to start cutting out these little images. Now, this is a 2x2 paper from Simple Stories. I believe it was from their last year's Christmas line. I can't remember what it was. I got it as a kit from, one of those kits from Scrapbook Generations. And I really like the icons. I like the size of it, but I thought that I will cut them out and so that I can do some layering. And this is where kind of the idea of like making my own quote unquote stickers came to be, is I will cut these up, run them through my Xyron machine, and then adhere them to my page. Now this is another Christmas page because I feel like I need to be in the feel the season that I am in right now. So that's what I'm scrapbooking. And these are pictures of last year's gingerbread house making. So we have a tradition in our home where we gather and then we build our gingerbread house. And over the years, I've kind of experimented. There's been times where I would buy, just the pieces of the house and then use the frosting that came with it and put it together. I've never been successful with that. All of the houses that we try to put together from semi-scratch, because I never bake my own gingerbread pieces, but all of those would just fall down. So I have learned that I would just buy the one at Costco that's already pre-set up or put together, and then the kids would just have fun decorating, and then it will come. This particular one came with a bunch of different cookies as well as an accent, so we decorated those. We had a lot of fun, and I don't really like to eat them personally, but my kids love them, so we do them for them. Now I have this square die that I used to cut a bunch of pattern papers with, and again, I use my scraps for this. I have a bag that's just full of Christmas items, Christmas scraps. And so I pulled out a bunch of papers from there. Now, I think it was in the beginning of this year, I created a series where I made 5 layouts using holiday papers, Christmas themed papers, and used them in non-Christmas layouts. And so if you're interested in that, I will put the playlist in the description box below, and I hope that you will check it out. I'm sorry that this is quite a shorter video than my normal, but basically I just added those stickers on the diamonds that I created. I did ink up those diamonds just to create a little bit of dimension, and so this is about a semi-flat layout, but I like how it turned out, and I hope that you like it too. And I will catch you guys again in another video. Bye.